Hi there. I'd like to talk to you today about FlipGrid. FlipGrid is a tool for educators so that they can create a topic of discussion in which students respond in 90-second video selfies. I think this tool is really interesting and has a lot of really great implications for either blended classrooms or flipped classrooms because it creates this more authentic learning using technology, which is incredibly valuable. Students will have the ability to be engaged with their learning and give every student the opportunity to respond and to have a voice. And you will see that students who are shy or who don't know really what to say when they're put on the spot have the time to reflect and gather their thoughts and think before responding. So you see that low affective filter and that low risk, and that they can be able to be successful in any environment. And it really allows students to respond in that higher level of Bloom's taxonomy because they can be teaching a point that they want to communicate. They have the ability to respond and think critically about their topic of choice. And I'm so excited to share that with you today. So let's take a look at what FlipGrid looks like in my experiences. So when I log in, I have one grid because I have the free version. If you were to upgrade to the Pro version, it costs $65 a year, but you have unlimited grids and unlimited topics and responses. And students will also have the ability to respond to their peers' videos with another video. In the free version, they only have the ability to like each other's video, and you as the administrator can see how many times that student's video has been viewed, but you don't know who viewed it or how many times it was done. So this is the one that I created for a class that I am participating in, but I also use it for my classroom because I only have the one grid. I use this in the higher education aspect for a project that I was given, and I asked my peers to respond to an article that I asked them to read. And so I gave several prompts for them to choose from after reading the article. They were to choose a prompt and give a 90-second video response to the article that they had read. This is my view as an administrator, where I can either make the video active or inactive, share it on a more public platform, or other things like that. So I can see how many people have liked the video, how many views it had, but I cannot see how many replies there were because there are none, because I'm working with the free platform. This is the student view. So when they click the link and enter the code to access the grid, which is private, they would be able to see this and see how many peers responded. In my first grade classroom, I use FlipGrid for many different reasons. I ask them to respond to text that they are reading independently, or I will ask them to a quick running record to read aloud to the camera, which is incredibly valuable because they don't have the pressure of having that teacher sit right there and listen to every word they say. So I see when my students use FlipGrid, they are much calmer, they're more relaxed, and they're able to read with a greater level of fluency and prosody, which is great for me when I'm using this as an assessment tool. I also use this FlipGrid to have them share connections that they are making or sharing concepts or using this as a teaching point. For example, in math, I asked them to explain expanded form after we covered it in a whole group setting. So after they did the lesson where we did it together, then we did it in a small group, and then now this is there where they were asked to explain it independently. In my first grade classroom, because we struggle with text and decoding still, even as we draw towards the end of the year, always make sure to leave my prompt in the form of a video as well as some helpful text on the side. So my students would they would watch the video prompt, and then they would be able to respond to each other to the prompt in video form. Then they would be able to view each other's videos, and then we had conversations about, so how do you feel like they responded? Do you feel like that they explained the point sufficiently? Did they use the sentence stems that they were given? Did they use the academic vocabulary that they were asked to use? And then we get to have this really valuable conversation of, well, how do we teach expanded form? And what does this look like if we're doing this with someone who's never seen it before? So it's been a really incredible tool to use and to have them express themselves in an authentic way. I really enjoy this tool, and I think it has a really lot of interesting implications for any grade level. Obviously, I use this with first graders, but I've also used this with higher education students. And I think this would be really interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to purchasing this tool for next year so that my students will be able to respond and have those conversations and have a record of those teaching points. So even after we move on from the subject, my students always ask me, hey, can I go watch that FlipGrid again as a review? So that they were saying, oh man, I don't remember what we were talking about. I don't remember what the story was about or this concept. They can go back, re-access the FlipGrid, not only view my prompt and their response, but to review the responses of all of their peers. So this is an incredibly valuable tool, and I really hope I've made you just a fraction of excited with it as I am. Because I think it's just a really great thing and has a lot of really great implications. I thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.